Hello everyone, and welcome to my walkthrough of Bloodborne. This is Rumbutt, and let's head to Yharnam.
Oh, yeah. Paleblood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood administration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract. Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
Alright, let's begin. Now, that's an interesting cutscene right there. So the very first thing he says to us is Paleblood, eh? Now, so from what we know about our main character, whom I'll refer to as the Traveling Hunter, the main character has some sort of illness that they came to Yharnam for the healing of blood administration, particularly something called Paleblood. And if you look here, there's a note that says seek Paleblood to transcend the hunt. Then we're provided, then we sign a contract with that man, and I'm not sure. I think he may be scamming us. But he provides us with a blood transfusion, which erases our memories from before the transfusion. And then he tells us, whatever happens, you may think of it all as a bad dream. Well, it does certainly seem like a bad dream when a werewolf coalesces out of a pool of blood. That's fantastic, isn't it? Now here, these notes are developer notes. In fact, I don't think you can even see the online notes until you have gone to the Hunter stream for the first time. So, and there's a question, one thing that I'm very interested about is how exactly that wolf beast was killed. Now, right here, here's the first enemy in the game, and most people are going to going to get killed by it. It is not a scripted death. You can kill it, but the smarter thing to do if you want to save time is to run directly past it and run all the way to the first lamp that you can find. However, I'm just going to let it kill me because I like this sequence of events that happen.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow. I'm really taking it down. So they have a particular attack which is very, very, very easy to get a nice clean shot and a visceral attack on. It has a huge windup. It didn't. That particular wolf beast did not do it right there. But yeah. So your first death, I was expecting to die there. Okay, just to save time, I'm gonna die. I could rush up to the first lamp, but I'm just gonna let it kill me. I'm honestly kind of supposed to get killed by that wolf beast, but I felt like giving it a try. And the first time I did give it a try, but obviously it killed me. But now with the experience in the game and how the dodging works and the movesets, I managed to kill it. So showing you that it is indeed possible to kill it. The quickest way, though, is to rush past the wolf, rush up the steps, rush past that enemy, pull the lever to drop the ladder, climb up the ladder, and then light the central Yharnam lamp. So that's actually the fastest way because you avoid a full load screen. So here we're going to choose our trick weapon. I'm going to do the same build that I did before. I could do a guide in New Game Plus, but New Game Plus is really hard. And so I'm going to do the same build that I did before. This door is closed. Here is an abandoned doll. Interesting. Here are the messengers. So you can purchase and sell items from the messengers. If you go up here, these are the ritual altars, which will provide you where you can perform rituals to. Once you have a chalice, you can make a chalice dungeon. You can generate a chalice dungeon at one of these altars, and then warp to it. You can also enter a key. You can enter a key into here, a glyph, in order to join a dungeon that someone else has. Now, if we come down here, this is an area that I didn't know about for the longest time was even a thing. But if we come down here, we can see this old fellow. Now, there are some people that... There are some people that think that the doctor in the beginning is Yharnam, this guy. But I don't think so because A, completely different hat. B, Gehrman's clean-shaven. And C, the voice doesn't sound the same. So I don't know why people think that it's Yharnam in the clinic. I don't think that it's Yharnam in the clinic. But some people think that. Anyway, we haven't been introduced to him yet. Over here, through here, you have a bunch of messengers. These are dev messages. These are basically your tutorials. And right here, you have a gate which is closed, which will lead into the garden. That'll be very important later on. Also, back in that area where Yharnam was the stump, which allows you to assign your messengers skins. So, your messengers will have, you can give your messengers particular skins, which will, when you leave a message or when you die, the messengers for your messages and your gravestones will have that skin. It doesn't skin all the messengers in the world. As you can see, this gravestone here has a messenger skin. That's someone else's messenger skin, not mine. This is a shop that'll get unlocked later. So right now, we're just going to equip our weapons, our pistol, and our threaded cane. And now we're going to go through here. So these 4 headstones here will warp you to the 4 major areas in the game world. Now, something to note about the lamps is that the number of messengers around a lamp shows the amount of online activity. So 4 messengers is the minimum right there. So you can see there's no online activity in the first floor sick room. I don't believe it's an area where summoning or anything like that is possible. We're going to come up here and talk to an NPC. This is the room where we came from initially, where we woke up. And once you die and come back, it is closed.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do. Now, go. And good hunting.
Well, that's Yosefka, and we are potentially going to meet her later. So, that's smart. Oh, oops. That's the wrong thing. Right. And these are our default gestures. So, we are going to, I'll stop for a moment and look at the item descriptions on everything we have. So, if you go in here, Yosefka's blood vial, which we've just received from Yosefka. Blood vial acquired from Yosefka's clinic. This refined blood, highly invigorating, restores a larger amount of HP. The product of a slow and careful refinement process, this rare blood vial appears to be a clinic original. So this is a blood vial you can put on your usable item slot instead of your healing slot. And if you'll notice there, down beneath the item, it says number held, 1 of 1, number stored, dash of dash. Which means you can only have 1 blood vial, one of these at a time. If you come back in New Game Plus, and you still have it in your inventory, you will not be able to pick it up. It will drop on the ground when Yosefka tries to give it to you. Now, I haven't ever used this, but if you'll notice, that blood is yellow, which is a little weird. The Hunter's Mark, dangling upside-down rune etched in one's mind, symbol of a hunter. By focusing one's thoughts on this rune, a hunter loses all blood echoes but awakens afresh as if it were all just a bad dream. The difference between using the Hunter's Mark and committing suicide is that if you commit suicide, you will leave your blood echoes in the world and you can come back and retrieve them. If you use the Hunter's Mark, you cannot retrieve those blood echoes that you had on you. It is impossible. Alright. Let's move on. Of course, The wolf beast in the first floor sick room does not respawn. It is a single shot enemy, so it's a special enemy. That gate we can go through later. It opens from the other side. If we go down here, we'll find ourselves blood vials. I'll switch to my whip mode. We can open this later. And as you can see, that enemy picked up my blood echoes. Now, the enemy that picks up your blood echoes will not always be the enemy that kills you. Sometimes, if you drag an enemy away from its spot, it will be a different enemy. Basically, enemies can find your bloodstain in the world, and if an enemy runs across your bloodstain in the world, it will pick up your blood echoes. So it's not always the enemy that kills you that has it. Pick up some Molotovs. We'll assign those to one of our quick slots. And while we're thinking about assigning to quick slots, the personal effects bar is kind of similar to your quick bar. It's like an extra quick bar, except you need to press 2 buttons to access items on there instead of 1. So it's what you might want to use if, for example, for items you use frequently but that you don't need to use in battle. So like Bold Hunter's marks, I put the monocle on there, all that. So as you can see, Central Yharnam has a lot of activity. Look at that. See all the messengers that are gathered around that lamp? That is an indicator of online activity. This is a shortcut that we are going to open straight away. But first we're going to talk to this individual.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
Alright. Gilbert, I think, is one of my new favorite characters from the Souls series game. So if you continue to talk to him, he'll give you some direction on where you might go.
Paleblood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood. Or so they say. Yharnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance. Across the deep with I have that.
Alright, so we arrive at Yharnam. I'm going to point out we arrive in Yharnam and begin just before sunset. As you can see over there, that's the west, that is the sun, not the moon. And so it is still daytime. Now over there is the bridge that Gilbert, good guy Gilbert, was talking about, and that, as you can see, is the Cathedral Ward. So our first goal that we're given in the early game is to head for the Cathedral Ward via the Great Bridge there. So we're going to move along, and we're going to head for Cathedral Ward straight away. You can see some lovely gentlemen down there hunting. Ooh, pebbles. Okay. So I'm going to throw pebbles on there, Molotovs on there. Pebbles are one of the most important items in the game. I'm just going to say that right now. This is a little shortcut that you can use to get the drop on some enemies. I'll show you where it lets out later, but first we're going to deal with these guys. Here's a shield guy. Lure him back, and then wait for him to attack, and get a couple of quick swings in to take him out. Nice and easy. Alright, next up, we're going to notice somewhere around here are going to be, there they are. So these individuals are going to walk around. We're going to sneak up behind them. Now we could use pebbles right here, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to use my whip. I love the threaded cane because it's the most versatile starting weapon. Got some quicksilver bullets there. Now, if we head back this way, really quickly. To the left over there is an enemy that I don't want to fight yet. There's an executioner over there. It's not worth fighting the executioner right now. But if we open this door up, you'll notice that we've opened another shortcut. A different shortcut. And we already killed the enemies down here. We haven't visited the 100 streams since we came up here. So, okay, we're going to ignore that executioner over there for now. And I'm going to go up the first set of stairs here. And up this first set of stairs, there is an item. Molotov cocktails, always nice. And if you'll notice up there, that right there, that gap, is the shortcut I pointed out before. If you drop down, you can drop down on here. There will be an enemy here that you can kill, and then those guys that I just killed will come walking down this pathway. The enemies in Yharnam will patrol around, so they will not always be in the same place. You can use that to your advantage. So here's another door, and since with a lantern, since the last guy was so friendly, let's talk to this one.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Well, not everybody in Yharnam is as nice as good old Bloodborne. Oh, see? See how I told you how enemies patrol? So, the threaded cane, in its cane mode, has a faster, more damaging attack, and in its whip mode has longer reach and wider arcs of attack, meaning that for a single target, the cane mode can be more effective. But against multiple targets, the extra reach, if the extra reach and the wide arc of attack, despite the slower attacks and despite the slower attacks, the slower and weaker attacks, despite that, the arc and the ability to strike many enemies at once makes the whip mode of the threaded cane ideal for taking on multiple enemies due to its reach and wide arc of attack. So let's knock on this door just in case.
Lads, you've come on. Just open the door on a night of a hunt. Away with you. Now.
Alright then. So, we're going to go up these stairs here. And up these stairs here. Right? See that item? That's a fucking ambush. But we we get a Bloodstone Shard. Now, your Bloodstone Shards are your upgrade materials. Your upgrades operate kind of like halfway between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. That's another ambush there that I nearly forgot about. Shit. I'll discuss the upgrade system later, but needless to say, you want to get those Bloodstone Shards. They're nice. So, now we're going to come down here and we're going to show why the Pebble is the most important item you will ever have in a little bit. See how great that is for taking on multiple enemies? You have to be careful about the dodge attack part of the moveset because that doesn't have the range. You will dash out and you will do a quick dash, which can be very useful in certain situations, but if you are not expecting yourself to perform a quick dash, you will end up in a place that you do not want to be. So here we're going to perform a backstab visceral attack. The way you do that is you charge up, and then after you hear the audio cue, you use your R1 just like you would in Dark Souls. Alright, now that we've dealt with that enemy over there, we're going to go after those enemies that just went on patrol. Because see how they've separated themselves out? It makes it a lot easier than taking on the whole mob at once. So, they are walking along that way. They're actually dragging along the corpse of one of their buddies that I killed earlier. And, take them out one by one. Transforming attack can be quite OP. And that guy's dead. And they didn't leave any items. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to come over here. Now, there are a bunch of riflemen over here, and a bunch of other nasty stuff. So, what we're going to do... See, look at how many enemies are clustered over here. We're going to use our pebbles, the most important weapon, the most important usable item in the game. And I caught the attention of that guy just completely by accident. But we also drew off the attention of this guy.
It's all your fault!
That transforming stab that turns it back into a cane, super awesome. Okay, we've dealt with those. Now we're gonna go up the stairs here, come around to the next set of stairs, and utilize another pebble. So this pebble, we're gonna throw at this guy. Take him out. Now, there's a rifleman over there, and there's a rifleman over there. So you want to take out all of these motherfuckers before you head down into that central area. Now, pebbles are great, and they cost only 10 blood echoes. So usually, if I cash in blood echoes for a level, and I have left over that I can't spend on a level or any more expendables, I will spend the rest of my blood echoes on pebbles. And get a bunch of pebbles. Yo, can you see me? Because pebbles are, like I said, the most important item in the game. Okay. Now that we've dealt with these guys, and there's two riflemen left, a shield torch guy. There might be some guys up there, I don't know. But two riflemen, a shield torch guy, and there's a dog or two that are hiding behind that coach. Actually, do I hear someone coming up behind me or... No? See? There's 2 more guys that were on patrol that I couldn't see. And those guys would have made my life pretty miserable. So I'm going to aggro them. Throw a pebble. Oh, man. I'm almost out of pebbles. Alright. Now that I've gotten rid of most of these guys, the guys that were up there have moved. Oh, shit. That's not good. Kill that guy. And so is the shield guy. So... Help me! Shield guy dealt with. There's the dog. Dogs are the worst. Dogs will kill you very easily. Don't get caught by the dogs. Alright. And then there's the axe guy. We're just gonna... kill him, and then rifle guy. And that is how you deal with that area. That is probably a problematic area for a lot of newcomers to Bloodborne. For your first time going through and not knowing the game mechanics and stuff, it can be a little bit difficult. I'm really sad about my low pebble count right now. I'm slightly upset about it, but that's okay. So this guy has some blood vials. Alright, now that we've done that, we're going to go up these stairs and we're going to go through this way. Now, through here, there's a troll over there, a brick troll. Brick trolls, amongst a few other early game enemies, are the enemies that are meant to teach you how to play the game. So, we see another lanternlet, so let's see what these people have to say.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. How you poor, poor thing.
Well, okay, so that's the laughing. Now, over here is one of the most important shortcuts. This drop down will help you immensely. But before we do that drop down, we're going to come over here. If you want to do an NPC summon, there's an NPC summon sign here once you get the beckoning bell, which we don't have yet. So, here we go. Crows. I like to look for crows. Crows can drop pebbles, and apparently they can also drop antidote. Now, do you hear that music? That music's important. Alright, so now that we've dealt with the crows, we're going to go after the brick troll. Now, the brick troll is the first real parry enemy in the game. You don't want, until you're over-leveled for the brick trolls that you're facing, you do not want to face these guys head-on. You want to parry them. So, we're going to demonstrate how to do that. Now, alright, and... hey! And I messed up the visceral attack, which is not good. And I died. So, the first time I messed up the visceral attack, and the second time I messed up the gunshot. So, that is a lesson in how not to do that. And we're right back where we were. And are those enemies following us? No, they aren't. Alright, so that's a quick demonstration of how to do that run. And now, this brick troll is going to have our blood echoes, so it's very important that we kill it. As you can see, I wrecked his. I pushed his shit. So, killing the brick troll is important not only because it teaches us one of the chief mechanics of the game early on, but it also gets us the torch, which we're really going to want in a couple of minutes. There is a better version of the torch that does more damage later on called the Hunter's Torch. But right now, this is going to be our way Alright. Now, most people would head in that direction. However, if you go over this way, next to the Laughing Lady's house, and you destroy a few coffins, drop down, kill the dogs in the cages because they can break out. Case in point. Damn it. Make sure to kill every dog you see in a cage. Because if they're in a cage, they can't break out and kill you. There's some Paleblood dew, which is essentially the hard soul item, or the hard blood echo item of Bloodborne. Now, if you cross the bridge over here, and completely whiff an attack.
Oh, you're a hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places?
I don't know of any safe places, so I'm not going to knock on her door and tell her that I don't know that. Because, might as well. Here we go. You'll see what happens.
I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you hunters got off your asses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not?
And of course, since I have nothing to tell her, I can't tell her anything.
Should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
So, that is the rude old woman, as I have come to call her. Now I'm going to check to make sure I'm missing the items really quick. Got the item over there. Up here is... Drop down over here. Oh yeah, there's an item back this way. We go up these stairs into this area. Oh, this is the way to the shortcut. So, if we go up these stairs, we can see right next to the bridge. Get some Paleblood dew from that poor fellow there. Then, they're down there, there's some stuff. And then over here is a door into a house. It's very dark in there, so you're going to want to equip your torch. And just in case, I'm going to use a blood bomb. So with my torch on, I can see this guy. Alright? Enemy number 1 is dealt with. Over here, that's a trap. This guy in a wheelchair, these guys in wheelchairs, he's got a rifle. Now, the good thing about those guys, 4 quicksilver bullets every kill. There's some pungent blood cocktail. And over here, when the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward as old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night. So those little pieces of paper will tell you bits and pieces about the story. And this guy over here drops something. Blood vials, excellent. I like it when you drop blood vials. Okay. Come over here. This guy, try to... Actually, that guy will wait to ambush you until you grab that item. But in this case, now I'm really glad that I used that blood vial earlier because it was helpful. Now, if you look up here, and I'll go ahead and kill this guy with a visceral attack, just for shits and giggles. If you look up here, this is the bridge. So that is a very important shortcut that we just opened. Well, we haven't quite fully opened the shortcut yet, actually. So there's a lot of other stuff that you might have to fight against. But if we go over here and we open this door, you'll see there's a lovely gentleman here. Man, I love this game. So you talk to that lovely gentleman, you get a bloodstone shard. You come up here, and this place looks familiar, doesn't it? There's a reason why this place looks familiar. This is where we met Gilbert. So, before we do anything else, we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream. Alright. Not much has changed, but now that we've returned to the Hunter's Dream, you'll notice something has changed. This door is open. And Yharnam is now sitting inside. Let's speak to this gentleman.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am... Yharnam. Friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
Okay.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
Yharnam, don't you talk about Doll that way, I will fuck you up. Alright. Now, Yharnam and the doll are both very interesting characters. So, inside the workshop in the Hunter's Dream, you have your storage over here. Alright, your storage is very important. So basically, you have maximums on the number of items that you can carry with you. So for example, you have a maximum of 20 on your blood vials, 20 on your quicksilver bullets, 10 on most of your usable items. Such as antidotes, blood cocktails, pebbles, all that. Pebbles you have a limit of 20, just like other stuff. But you have a limit of 10 on most of your usables and your utility stuff. And if you switch over, you can see in storage, you can see I've got 6 Molotovs and 9 quicksilver bullets in my consumable storage. So any items that you pick up that exceed what you're currently able to hold will be sent to your storage. Now, importantly, when you die, your blood vials and your quicksilver bullets will automatically replenish from your storage. However, your Other consumables will not. So if you're using a particular type of consumable and you use it and you die, and you have it in storage, you're going to need to go back to the Hunter's Dream in order to retrieve some of it from storage. Okay, so, and here is the workbench where you can repair your weapons, and also fortify them. Now, I have 2 Bloodstone shards, so I do not yet have enough upgrade material to upgrade my threaded cane. So basically, it's very similar to Dark Souls 2 upgrade system, except that you, instead of having 1, 2, 3 Titanite shards, then 1, 2, 3 large Titanite, then 1, 2, 3 chunks, it's 3, 5, 8 of each upgrade material for each upgrade tier. So, yeah, it can take a while to upgrade. And those slots over there, I'll put a highlight in the video, those slots are blood gem slots, which, even if we had blood gems, which we don't have the blood gem workshop tool to be able to use them yet. Over here is the memory altar, which allows you, once you have the tool and runes, allows you to memorize Carol runes. Carol runes are essentially Bloodborne's equivalent of rings. The difference, primary difference being you cannot swap them on the fly. You can only swap them in the Hunter's Dream, which means anytime you want to switch rings, you're going to respawn all the enemies. You have, if I show player status here, you have 3 ring slots, or 3 rune slots, and 1 oath memory slot. And the oath memory slot is designated specifically, you can see the glowy blue slot there. The oath memory slot is specifically only for Covenant-specific runes. None of which I have found yet, but I will be discovering. So, if we go to the Bath Messengers, which are the only use that we have for our Blood Echoes right now, we can see we can purchase expendables, blood vials, quicksilver bullets, molotovs, and pebbles. We can purchase armor, or rather, clothing. So what I'm going to do, I'll purchase the full set, but I'm not going to wear the cap. Because I like to be a special snowflake and not look just like everyone else. So now that we've purchased all of those, the next thing I'm going to do, since we have bullets in storage, and we have molotovs in storage, and we don't have our max blood vials, I'm going to purchase as many blood vials as I can. That's 540. That's going to put me at max capacity. And then I'm going to, as you can see, I eliminated the remainder of my blood echoes using pebbles by buying pebbles. You can also sell items, but it's really a losing proposition to sell items. So let me check my inventory really quick. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, right now, that seems like a good place to end off this video. So this has been a walkthrough, and next time we will venture down into the sewers, gain some insight, meet the crow, talk to the doll, and generally prepare to challenge the cleric beast, and meet a few NPCs along the way. Well, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Later, Internet.